Hey everyone, Ryan here. So yes, this was a big weekend for the big Justice League with the uncut version of the Zack Snyder's version. I put it in quotations, of course, because this movie was done back in 2017. Joe's Widman had taken over this movie due to family issues because of Zack Snyder, what was going on with his family. But yeah, I just felt I'm one of those people out there too that feels like this movie was kind of messed up back in 2017, because when you have two directors taking over the project, one director sees a different version of a different vision, I should say, of how the movie should actually feel. And this really was Zack Snyder's film that started off with, and Joe's seemed to cut pieces together, and the company Warner Brothers wanted this movie to become like a 2-hour movie or around there. And of course, the version that we got this weekend is 4 hours long, and that's the reason we have the uncut version, explaining a lot more to the story. So anyway, let me dig deep into the story. This story really goes back, farther back to Superman, Man of Steel. It's a continuous story with the DC universe. So we kind of have the Marvel universe, which is a totally different side of the comics, of course. But the DC universe was full control in Superman, Man of Steel. So we got a look of Superman and how he deals with his enemies, stuff like that. And Lex Luthor seems to be one of those strong enemies, but he didn't have to face him quite yet until we saw Batman versus Superman. So yes, Batman versus Superman. I thought this was actually pretty a good movie. I wasn't too sure how Ben Affleck would actually be playing this new Batman. And now there's going to be another Batman coming out next year. But Ben Affleck has been really good, actually, believe it or not. And he brought the Batman to life in this Batman vs. Superman. We had this whole concept before seeing this movie. Who would actually I should say, it's one of those concepts of winner takes all. We were hoping these two heroes would combine to be great fighters to help control crimes in these cities, but this is not the case. Lex Luthor got behind the mind of Superman, and that's exactly what he did. And because of that, at the end of Batman Superman, I'm not trying to ruin spoilers or anything, but if the Batman Superman, it has been out for quite a while as it is, but Superman was the one that died in Batman vs. Superman. And so leading on into this Justice League, the story is still the same from the 2017 version, but there's a lot to be explained, it seems like. It seems like one of those movies like The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings. I should really take an example for The Hobbit because the book is so small, and yet those movies were 3 hours long. Peter Jackson seems to elaborate a lot in those 3 movies he did with The Hobbit. But he also got notes from the author that did those books, of course, and really put all those details into the movie. And with this being explained, Zack Snyder had this planning to have this movie to be a long movie as it is. The company, Warner Brothers, wanted this movie to be down to like a 2-hour length, of course, around there. But of course, Zack Snyder has these long films out there. Like, let me take like Watchmen. That's over 3 hours long. It just seems like he likes those long movies because he likes to have movies that have a lot of detail as it is. And it's really interesting how this movie was actually split up, because they were actually thinking about putting it down to a miniseries of this Justice League. But I guess Zack Snyder thought a little differently, saying, let's just shoot the whole thing out to be 4 hours and not set it up to be a TV series on HBO Max. And that's exactly what we got, was the 4-hour length. Oh my gosh. That was a long time to sit down, but of course I had to do that intermission. So I got like 2 hours into the film. I stood up, did some things for the next 15-20 minutes and came back to the film. But I really had a hard time actually turning this movie off, because unlike the 2017 version, I liked the concept of it, but I just thought it was too slow, no action whatsoever. But this 4 hours really drags you in, and you get in plenty of action as it is. And you get a lot of backstory just as well too, because Cyborg is a perfect example for this movie. He didn't seem to have any sort of background in the 2017 version. There is a lot of detail in this movie, giving each individual of these superheroes their own background as it is. So everything too is the Flash. We got to see some sort of background as well, how he met Iris. But this is the only thing I really am criticizing about this movie, because I'm a big fan of The Flash. Now, I love what they're doing with the TV series on the CW station. And I'm so used to that actor playing The Flash. I just think Ezra Miller, he's a great actor, but I still can't fit him to see him as The Flash. And the scene that he actually, Zack Snyder gave us into this movie with the whole slow motion thing, how he met Iris with that whole accident thing, dragged out. It was pretty cool to see those effects, of course, trying to see the flash of motion into the speed of light. I'm not really into how they actually did the flash in this movie, and I really think that's the one thing I really do criticize about this movie is the fact how they brought Ezra into this movie and portrayed the Flash. I just cannot feel it. And the jokes are still the same from the original from 2017. The whole thing's off with the Flash. But if you guys agree with me, I'd like to hear some comments of what you guys actually feel. I do feel that special effects and everything were really good in this movie. It seems like he put more action into this movie, more description of what's going on, and with collecting those boxes to create a bigger disaster. It's always about power, isn't it? And it seems like this, like in the Marvel universe, they had some sort of those beasts to collect. The villain was trying to collect those, Thanos, in other words, to become control of the universe. And yes, that's exactly what kind of happened with this prime villain in Justice League. And I really feel like they really did a really good job, once again, with Aquaman, giving him a little more of a background of him, but not too much. It seems like they gave a good amount of detail in the 2017 version. And once again, it seems like he really didn't focus more on Batman in this movie. It seems like in the 2017 version, he seemed like more of a joke. But in this one, he seems like he was more serious as it is, a serious Batman. But I see they chose a good actor for this anyways. Ben Affleck plays a serious roles in most of his movies. And he brought a serious role to Batman, I gotta say. And that's what made this movie so good at. And the whole thing about this story too, because if you remember the Justice League, Superman didn't come much, he came in later into the film because since he was passed away from the last movie, and the whole story with this one just as well too is trying to resurrect Superman, Amanda, bring him back to life. And having, what was it? Was it 5? We got Flash, Aquaman, Cyborg, Superman, Wonder Woman. Don't forget about Wonder Woman, and Batman. So we got 6 superheroes as it is. So having 6 superheroes having to defeat the villain is a great power. And plus, Superman has one of those stronger abilities out of all of them, being like a god of some sort that have to defeat this villain. And that's the other thing too, I've got to mention too, because Wonder Woman, I felt like almost still the show in this. She's got all those good action scenes, and having Wonder Woman play in the beginning of the movie, having she up against terrorists, and how those slow motions are played, that was amazing as it is. And if you guys can remember too from Suicide Squad, that Joker, Jared Leto, was actually in this movie. He wasn't in it for that long. He gave them like a 5-10 minute thing in this movie. But it seemed like it was an important part. I'm really glad they brought this Joker in. And what's going to happen with the future of this as well, too? Will they continue to make another Justice League and continue with these movies? Yes, is the answer with this, because they are already making another Aquaman movie. And I wonder what's going to happen with Wonder Woman. Most likely we'll do a part 3. We just recently had Wonder Woman 2, not too long ago, with 1984. And we see more stuff. Well, Superman and Batman get their other movie. Yes, I know about Batman, but what about Superman? Batman is coming out once again with Robert Pattinson next year, as it is. So that would be quite interesting with the film with Robert Pattinson. It seems like it's going to be a really serious role for him. It feels like almost like a Joaquin Phoenix played in a Joker, that sort of version. I wonder if he would actually be facing that kind of Joker if they brought the Joker back into the Batman series once again, if it would be Joaquin Phoenix. I would actually be happy with that, because Joaquin Phoenix pulled off an awesome job in that movie. And it's just incredible what we might actually see in the future of the DC movies. But once again, I think Zack Snyder's uncut version was a really good job. Because once again, I told you the 2017 version of this movie, I did not really care for. And I felt having these backgrounds on these superheroes was pretty awesome, I gotta say. And all the other action involving with this gave more of a detail of this movie. Maybe they just should have shot a 4-hour movie, maybe like back in 2017. But because of the family matters that Zack Snyder was going through, there was reasons behind that. Maybe they should have just paused it until he could actually come back to the film. But they did not do that. Hopefully in the future with something like that, when stuff like that happens, maybe they could actually do that. I know it's hard for the industry or something like that to actually do that. The company of Warner Brothers, I know the Warner Brothers wanted to push this move forward and give it this Justice League to come out back in 2017, but no, that unfortunately did not happen. See, I could really ramble on about this, but I want to start wrapping things up. Once again, I'm giving this movie 2 thumbs up, and I hope to see what your comments are actually. Or leave some comments down below. I'd love to hear what you guys got to say. And oh yeah, there's one other thing I did want to mention too, because when this movie came out on HBO Max, I noticed the format was a little different, as it was a 4:3 size format, which can make me kind of wonder. I wonder what will happen down the line if once the theaters get back to a capacity size. Will they actually bring this movie to the IMAX? That would be awesome. But sitting down for 4 hours in IMAX, if you're into a movie in glued, it will go fast, and you'll be really entertaining to actually see this in the IMAX. So once again, if you think that could possibly happen, leave some comments down below. Would you actually stay for a 4-hour movie in the IMAX theater? I think I actually would, because I feel once again this movie did a justice to Zack Snyder's uncut version. Joe's Raylan, I don't think so. So anyways, I want to start wrapping things up saying my name's Ryan. Make sure to give us a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching. Bye.